And the news in this space just keeps on getting crazier. I don't think many people are going to be surprised by this one, but I am curious what you think about this. That being former Counter-Strike player who was kind of hinted at semi-retiring. I shouldn't even say hinted at. It was actually coldzera, a former teammate, talking about Olofmeister's impending retirement from Counter-Strike. And with that, the giant question of where he might go next, especially since the departure from FaZe Clan and CSGO entirely. Obviously, with a rising FPS in Valorant, a lot of questions were asked, would he make the switch? It's actually thanks to Christian from over at Weslow, where it's rumored that several trial members of Fnatic, well, one of them was actually Olofmeister. That Fnatic roster, by the way, ever since signing, has seen very limited success, even actually since past year, though. Why they were signed is finishing second over there in the European First Strike event, of course, with the new agents, the new meta, everything changing and shifting. We have seen a lot of teams that succeeded late in 2020, maybe not doing so in 2021. As things are evolving so fast, it is now rumors that Olofmeister was actually a potential trial for Fnatic, which would be his return to Fnatic ever since his 3-year tenure there in CSGO, but this time, obviously, in a brand new game. It would be madness. Now, I actually talked to FaZe Rain, also a former teammate of Olofmeister, about this months ago when there was talks of his retirement from Counter-Strike, and even he was like, yeah, he could come back to Counter-Strike or he could play other games, which no one was surprised by. You said possibly more changes coming soon. It was actually coldzera last week who kind of hinted at what was slowly coming, which is possible Olofmeister retirement from Counter-Strike.
Hinted.
I know you probably... we all have an idea. So are you guys obviously preparing for that? You know, you said he's your favorite teammate of all time. What's that going to be like? It's obviously got to be tough. You know, you've been a pro for so long. You've seen probably plenty of people go. What's that going to be like?
I already made my mind up with this long before the vacation started, because Olof already left. You know, he said, I'm done, I don't want to play anymore, I don't know. And he said he didn't know what he wanted to do for the future. He might play Counter-Strike, he might play something else, he might do something else. You don't really know. But I think he's going to do great no matter what he does. He's such a natural talent for shooting games in general, so I think he's going to do good.
So this would be a very, very interesting headline, especially for Fnatic, where he would be returning in a different esport. It's a great way to gather some eyes. Can he compete? Can he remain competitive? Can he go back to the form that we all know him from in CSGO? That is going to be the lingering question, but still very exciting. Now, Hiko has also mentioned about the ongoing Valorant Masters qualifiers, which, yes, teams like Sentinels and FaZe, of course, your 2 grand finalists from the first Masters have already failed to qualify through stage 1, or I should say the first qualifier of stage 2. It's really complicated when you try and word these things, which has a lot of people wondering, what the heck is going on? A lot of teams out there getting some upsets, a lot of other teams and big names being upset, has prompted Hiko to try and explain the format in a very confusing way. Actually, what he earlier stated on stream, it's a great thing for open qualifiers to have these teams that you maybe did not expect to have a time to shine, to which he tries to explain the format and why qualifying now this first time through, it might actually bite you back.
Finish my thought. There's 17 things going on. So usually being through the first closed means you have a high seed going into the actual Masters tournament. This time, because a lot of the top teams didn't make it through the first one, they'll probably make it through the second one. Having a high seed might actually turn out to bite you in the booty, because it seems like the first qualifier is like what, us, Envy, Cloud9, and then I'm not really I don't think Genji made it. So assuming that like TSM, Sentinels, FaZe make it through the second, having a high seed might actually hurt you. So we'll have to see. But yeah, feels good to make it through, and hopefully we make it through the first close, so that way we have extra time to actually practice. I think it means we'll have 2 extra weeks of practice instead of having to wait to play a tournament the following week. So it's big if we can do it, especially with new comps, new stuff we're doing. Yeah. Are you playing today? No. The open qualifier has come to an end, so the top 8 teams are now playing this next weekend. So literally, I think it starts either Thursday or Friday. So yeah, and then we play out to see who wins this first closed. Whoever wins has the #1 seed going into the main Masters event, which will be in a few weeks. And then it's like weird. So there's an open that we made it through. Now there's a closed. Now in the closed, which was the top 8 teams of the open, the top 4 of the first closed moves on to the main Masters event. The bottom 4 gets a direct invite to the next closed. Then there's one more open qualifier in 2 weeks. And there's one more closed after that, where the bottom 4 from this closed next week go to play the top 4 of the next open, so there's an 8-team tournament. Then the top 4 of that tournament, the second closed, plays the top 4 from the first closed, which will be considered the Masters tournament. And then after that, the top 2 from that Masters, which is going to be in about a month from now, will move on to Iceland. So everyone's saying Sentinels, FaZe are losing. They still have a chance to make it to Iceland. They're not out. Now, Sentinels, FaZe, if they don't make it through the next open qualifier, which is not this coming weekend, like next weekend, the following weekend, then they will not have a chance to go to Iceland. So next open is going to be big. But yeah, anyway, it's really confusing to explain. It's really confusing to understand.
And I'll admit, you guys should just Google Valorant Masters, go to the Wikipedia. It's a lot easier a format to understand until someone tries to voice the format where it's just like 8, 4, 2, 1 qualify, stage 1, stage 2, open qual to close qual to Masters to Iceland. It seems so rambled, but it does make sense if you actually look at the format to which Hiko did try and explain. I think what he was trying to say is eventually, when we do get to, of course, the closed qualifiers, we come down to 8 teams. After these first 2 qualifiers are done, we have our 8 final teams competing for those 2 spots in North America to go to Iceland. Maybe that's when, of course, if you qualify this first time all the way through, having that higher seed might bite back because there are so many dominant and good teams that have not qualified yet, and you could be facing off against them early. I think that's what he meant, but I'm not really sure at this point. But he did talk more about the upsets, and I think a lot of us understand that these upsets are going to keep on happening, and we're going to see a lot of team changes, especially with all of these teams heavily competing for the first international LAN event. And after that LAN event, we're probably going to see more changes. This space is changing so freaking fast, and we're all just trying to keep up. And Olofmeister could be one of those changes. Who's next? Who knows? Until next time, drink your water, drink your coffee, drink anything else you want to stay hydrated. I'll catch you guys. Frick, man. Bye.